Some of the people coming back into the workforce may not have looked for a job for a long time. And if that's you, or even if it's not you, you want some pointers, we're very lucky because M. Michelle Nadon, I call her Mitch, she's joining us today. She has written a book called Careers AF, and she runs a company called Media Intelligence. Mitch, thanks for joining us. What do people need to know when they're looking for a job now?
Morning, Craig. Great to be here. Most important thing people need to know re-entering the workforce right now is that they need to be job ready. And what that means is they need to spend time organizing their actual goals and then crafting their marketing tools like resumes, bios, references. All of the tools involved in job search need to be brought up to 2021 speed, and then they're ready for job search.
Now, when you say organizing their goals, what does that mean?
Well, it means that the pandemic actually has given us all an opportunity to reassess where we're at in life. And I think it behooves everyone to get serious with themselves, sit down, and just make a list of what it is that they're actually seeking at this point in their career. It could be, you can refer to it as goals and make it a chore, or you can look on it as writing up a brand new wish list for your future professional life.
So, yeah, you've been given a clean slate. For a lot of people, they have a package, they have some time, they have some money that buys them the time. And so they're asking themselves, what do I want to do? What do I want to do now?
Yeah, and that's really important because in times past, I don't think that people in industry have really spent the time asking themselves about what it is that they actually want to do. Remember that every individual is organic and you grow and change throughout the course of your career. So your first 5 years, your first 10, and then next 50, the next five, so 15 years and 20. Every one of those is a different stage that it really, really makes sense for people to sit down and do a kind of audit on what it is that they want to do. Because as you get older, your wants and needs professionally do change.
Now, you talked about your marketing tools. Once you know what you want, you have to go out and get it. In the past, that was just kind of calling people up and seeing what's going on, which is always good too. But the marketing tools, what do you mean by marketing tools?
Marketing tools are anything from your email signature, your social media profiles, your resume, your cover letter, even right down to your voicemail, Craig. Every piece that you use to market yourself has to be really well thought out now and planned, where before we could kind of just throw stuff at the wall and hope something sticks.
And there are so many tools and ways to learn things about all of that. You have free resources on your website, which people can go look at. I know Staples does things like this all the time. That's a great resource to see what kind of videos they've had. I went to one the other night, Ask a Marketer, had all kinds of marketing questions. But it's also a great chance to develop some skills, put some new skills together. What should people know about that?
Okay. Well, when the pandemic hit last year, for my own purposes, because I take care of my career very, very cautiously and carefully, I decided I knew I'd have all kinds of downtime. And I knew one of the deficits in my portfolio was a clear understanding of search engine optimization and e commerce. So I spent my summer studying those exact two subjects. I don't profess to be an expert, but I will tell you, after my summer of study, I really know a whole heck of a lot more than I did before. So that is called upskilling. And employers at this time are absolutely for upskilling. One of the questions you're going to be asked in your job search is, how have you spent your time during the pandemic? And what they're looking for in terms of an answer is, how have you upgraded your own skills and knowledge to keep pace with the marketplace?
And what are good places for people to go to look for those upskill opportunities?
Ah, one of my favorites currently is the edX programs, small e, small d, capital X, sort of like TED Talks. edX is offered by a consortium of universities down in the States. They're offering state of the art knowledge in every topic you could possibly imagine and you get certification from universities, top standard universities like Harvard, UCLA, etc. And not just that, those programs, they're state of the art, and they're also affordable, and they're short-term condensed programs. So you don't have to sign on for a $90,000 MBA. Just go out there and explore the areas that you're really interested in and pack them onto your CV.
Yes, and one of the things that was somebody was talking about tax implications told us about your settlement package is you do want to spend some money. He said start a business, spend some money so you can write it off and you lower your taxable income. The government can take it or you can spend it on yourself. And one
Mhm.
of the things that I have found in the last little while, especially during the pandemic, is there are a lot of people who offer a free session to sit down and talk. And that's a great way to, do your Costco sampling before you buy the big thing, is
Mhm.
to find who does what, see if they offer a free conversation session so you can find out, is this, I do courses on interviewing and storytelling. Do you want to buy one of those from me? Might be better to have a chance to talk to me about that. If you want to talk to you, I think you offer a free sit down session as well for people to get an understanding of what you do. So that is across the board. People are doing that. It's common practice. Find out what you want to learn about and then dig around a little bit, because chances are someone's going to talk to you and give you an idea of what they do and how to do it before you spend any money.
For sure. And I mean, we all know in the beginning when you establish a business, you need to give it away. Not because you're trying to attract talent, but or clients, but what you're really trying to do is you're trying to hone your own game here. You're trying to get really good at describing what your product or your service or both is, and offering it up, and what I call beta testing with individuals. What do they like? What don't they like? What do they want to hear? What's their need? How can I fill it? That precious half hour or 45 minutes that you invest in a client can certainly bring you returns down the road, always brings you returns down the road.
Now, so the things we've learned so far, you want to network, you want to upskill, um, you want to really work on your social network marketing, look for different resources to look at for your resume and interviewing. Um, One of the reasons I started this program is because so many of my friends and colleagues in the media have lost their jobs. And you specialize in the media. What do people in the media need to know when they're looking for a job?
Okay, great question. Media, as you well know, Craig, and we're all aware, those of us that work in it, has morphed insanely in the last 15 years. It's absolutely unrecognizable. Some people will take the attitude that our industry has imploded. To a degree, you could characterize it as that. But concomitantly, on the other side of the equation, our industry is growing in leaps and bounds and going off in different trajectories that we never could have imagined 10 years ago. So it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot of research to go out there, look at an associative body, the Canadian Marketing Association, the Canadian Media Producers Association. Anybody who participates in any companies that participate in those associations will obviously be in a position to be hiring, because if they didn't have money, they wouldn't be participating. So that makes a great shopping list for the new companies. And if you pay attention to, sorry, that's Marley.
That's all right.
If you pay attention to as much to the new companies that are coming to the fore as you do to the old, I think you'll find a winning equation there for mastering underemployment.
Yeah, just from the people that I know, people who are control room producers who may think that they don't have any skills. I mean, they run a whole show of different departments with different skill sets. They're basically project managers to begin with. If you're a visual storyteller or a writer or a director, those skills are so valued outside of television right now. I have one friend who's an executive producer in content marketing. I have another friend who went to work for the bank and helps write and create websites. She's a great writer and she really likes her job. They don't ask her to stay overtime. If they do, they pay her and they thank her. And she's found it very rewarding.
On the technical side, may I just add, there is an incredible demand for technical people right now, because everybody, well, not everybody, but many people are pursuing individual new product lines, such as yourself, myself. We all need technical people in the background to master our video and get it up and get it onto the different platforms. Libsyn and or podcasting in and of itself is an art. So the technical people are in very, very strong demand. Also, content creators and storytellers. Everyone has a product or a service to sell. They don't necessarily know how to tell the story. And the magic is in telling the story. If you can get that across, you will resonate with your clients and you will get more business.
And I happen to know someone who can help them with that. If anybody is looking for that kind of help, they should come talk to me. I know a guy. And also, I just got to say, if you're starting a podcast, invest the money in learning how to interview, because most of the podcasts I hear are terrible. And just because you can talk and ask a question doesn't mean you know how to do an interview. And it doesn't, just because you can run a meeting doesn't know how to create a broadcast. And those things will take your C to an A super quickly.
It will. And you do not want to put a product out there in the marketplace that isn't tight. I learned that myself with my first few videos that I created. Top and tailing them was absolute. There was no sense whatsoever in top and tailing them. It's just get straight into the content and go there.
Absolutely. It's not a conversation, it's a broadcast. Mitch, thank you so much for your sage wisdom, both for everybody who's watching this and for myself personally over the years. If you want to talk to somebody who knows about careers AF, Mitch Nadon is the person to talk to. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Craig. Great to be here.